Anna, why in the world are you dealing with innovation policy? This is not going to bring you any votes. So I told him, well, first and foremost, I am an economist and a politician only thereafter. So I just can't sit back and not do anything when I see that the strategy that has taken us from a low-income economy to a mid-income economy is not the same one that's going to take us from a mid-income economy to a high-income economy. The difference being that the journey from a mid-income economy to a high-income economy, in that innovation, research and development plays a much bigger role than it has so far. And this matter of fact has not really sunk in our society, not even among our politicians. And that's one of the reasons why we are here today, to raise the awareness using experience from other countries, to understand why R&D and innovation is important for us in the years to come. Now, innovation is one of the most misused words among politicians. They usually use it to illustrate anything that they are trying to sell to make it look a bit better. But the innovation that we are talking here about today, it's not about innovative social housing. It's not about creating interesting gadgets. It's not about creativity as such. It's specifically about the creation and delivery of new or improved products or services or processes that create value for customers and provide sustained profit to the companies providing them. I recently visited Finland, and they say that in Finland, when they organize a meeting on innovation, all political parties make sure that their best show up. This has not always been so in Estonia. But looking at the audience today, where I see members of the parliament, I see members of the academia, the business sector, and most importantly, I see among us the Speaker of the Estonian Parliament, Mr. Eiki Nestor. Welcome on stage.
Good morning, everybody. I try to be kind of innovative too, to start maybe a little bit differently. Because it's a welcome speech, I will start as a wake-up speech with a question. It was a really innovative man whose sentence is such one. Without deviation of the norm, the progress is not possible. Do you know it? Okay, never mind. It was Frank Zappa, the very innovative musician and a rock star. And this is one of his most popular sentences. So somehow our homeland is innovative too, and deviation from the norm is also actually in Estonian case quite significant, because in last 25 years, mostly when I have meetings with my colleagues from other parts of the world, there are two most popular questions. After few hours in Estonia, they all are sure that this is a funny state and the funny people living there. They trust internet and they don't trust Russia. So it's a very typical question, why you trust internet and you don't trust Russia. The other part is not very innovative, it's our history, that's why we don't trust. But the first part is really interesting, because in a lot of cases I see that the biggest difference is in Estonia that people trust internet because they trust state. So this is a main goal in our everyday life. We have our setbacks. We try to talk about these setbacks openly. We can't avoid actually this open debate in the society, but in reality we are living in the country where the Speaker of the Parliament in the everyday working life can't use the pencil because it's not possible. And if somebody will run to the next Parliament with the fantastic idea that internet is from the devil and he will be or she will be voted to the Parliament, actually we don't know how to organize the work of the parliamentarian because it's our everyday life is different. And this new life sometimes is very funny. Mostly, if you know, the politicians are criticized if some kind of adopted bill is against the understanding of some people. In my political career is a moment when I was criticized because I signed an adopted bill so quickly. After 26 minutes after adoption in the plenary, I signed it. And the President of the Republic, by the way, signed it 15 minutes after me. So we are both criticized that we signed it too quickly even. Anyway, Foresight Center now is in Estonia organized in a way it's near the parliament, I would say so, with leaders of the Foresight Center from the civil society. We hope it will be successful. And don't forget two things what I would like to ask you. One part of this innovative world is that there are some people who don't feel themselves comfortable in this new life. For example, because they lose their jobs. And it will be a big mistake from the politicians if we send them a message that everything is possible. And it's not possible to give the jobs back if they're given by the internet or robot, if this work is done by them. But somehow the politicians like to give to these people very simple answers. And second part, if somebody can solve this problem, I would be very thankful for you. In Estonia, I see in a lot of cases the new ideas, new companies are raising up, and then we see ourselves in a position that Estonia is too small. And they are flying away to London, maybe not in the future anymore, but anywhere to keep these new ideas, innovative ideas in Estonia. It could be fantastic. And finally, with the sentence of Frank Zappa again, your mind is like a parachute. It works better if you open it.
Thank you, Eiki. It was this spring that I decided to visit these two institutions across the ocean. They are right across the street from each other. And the reason why I decided to visit these institutions is that because they have the highest concentration of the smartest economists in the world. And I really wanted to hear what they have to say about innovation policy. So I had set up about 10 meetings, and they were all very interesting, but there was one that stood out. First, I was really embarrassed because I was late for that meeting. And second of all, it turned out to be the best meeting of all, and I was really sad that before time was up, I hadn't heard it all. But I'm really happy to tell you that these two economists are with us today, so we can continue listening to them. Welcome on stage, Fuad and Reda.